Good evening, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us for our first ever KABA Summer Social. And I think based on the response to this, it will be our first annual. So thank you so much for being here. This was a new idea that we had after last year's brand launch, where we had hosted a social event for that. And we had conversations with a lot of people from the community at that event who said, let's do this again. This is great. We love getting together. I know I talked to Scott Hanna from Catalyst Exhibits, Ash from Johnson Bank. I see you over there. And just got a lot of good feedback from people saying like, let's do this again. So we're doing it again. So thank you. This is a very different style of event, I would say, from a program standpoint than anything we've ever done. When we were looking for a venue for this and we talked to Ken from the APIS, we toured this building and he said, I've got this really cool vision of a really interesting way to do something and this is it. So I feel like I'm giving a press conference. Hello. I feel like this is my posse back here. So really excited to have all of you here, seeing all the different levels of this incredible restaurant. Thank you so much to Ken and the APIS team for executing on this. And this would also not be possible without Justin Matthews and the Upload Partners team. This is an AV and technology unicorn. This is amazing. They've been working for days on this. So thank you so much to Justin and your team for making this happen. We also can't do this without all of you as KABA investors. This truly is to celebrate you and your investment in our economic development mission. So thank you all for being here. And then also thank you to our sponsors. Can't do that without your support. Huge thank you to our presenting sponsors, Community State Bank and City of Hope Cancer Center. Would like to also say thank you to our silver sponsor, Wintrust Kenosha, and our bronze sponsor, which is M3 Insurance. So a big round of applause for our sponsors. Thank you so much. And then we have some great videos from our two presenting sponsors, so we'll roll those next. Thanks.
Community banking is all about building relationships.
We don't want to just take deposits in and give loans out and just be known as the people that are, the bankers. We want to be the partners and help these business owners grow.
We want to hear their stories. We want to talk to them. We want to listen to you. You're not just a number.
I think that Community State Bank truly walks the walk. We say it's about relationships. We want to help people. We provide opportunities for people.
It's nice to be able to be in a position now to give back to the community and help local businesses.
It is helping the people in the communities that we are a part of.
Kenosha has really given me a lot of opportunities. I've lived and worked here all my life, gone to school here.
We're involved in so many different things, and it's just wonderful to be able to give back to the communities that we live, work, and play in.
As quickly as cancer evolves,
hope moves faster.
with more than 700 clinical trials every year.
We're not waiting for what's next.
We are what's next.
We are your partner.
Moving toward a cancer-free future.
We are pioneers, redefining what's possible.
We are a team of 2,000 cancer experts.
Driven by science.
And fueled by hope. When cancer shows up,
We show up stronger.
City of Hope, pursuing cancer cures at the speed of life.
All right, let's get a big round of applause for our sponsors. Thank you all so much. We can't do this without you. All right. I promise you this is going to be an incredibly brief update on what has been going on in the Kenosha County community. We really want you to be focused on getting together, building relationships, and having a chat and experiencing this great restaurant here. So we'll make this quick, but thought it might be helpful to hear what's been going on with KABA and Kenosha County since we last saw you at our annual meeting in March. So no surprise, there's been a lot going on. So we're continuing to see really unprecedented job growth, and that's thanks to all of you and the jobs that you keep creating, expanding here in Kenosha County. Obviously, along with that comes some challenges with housing and talent, so that's something that we continue to work on here locally. I did want to highlight a couple of pretty significant announcements we've seen since our annual meeting, so this is in the last couple of months. We've had a number of companies that are growing here in the area, existing businesses and new companies coming to the area. So Waukegan Steel is a great company that is new to Kenosha County. They're relocating their steel fabrication operations up here from Illinois, so glad to have them here in Kenosha County. Another great example of a company that's seeing the opportunity here in Wisconsin and Kenosha County is Saveco North America. This is an Italian company that manufactures wastewater treatment systems, and they're actually moving their North American headquarters and manufacturing operations up to Pleasant Prairie. Very excited about that. I know we're hearing a lot about data centers in Wisconsin, and while you hear about the data center development itself, I think something that is really exciting for Wisconsin manufacturers is being part of that supply chain. So we're seeing a lot of businesses that are growing as a result of the data center construction. So IEA is a great example of that. This is a Kenosha-based company that is adding almost 200 jobs and doubling the size of its facility because they manufacture cooling systems for data centers. So really excited to see them grow here locally. G10 Fulfillment, another company that's had operations in Kenosha County for quite a while. They're expanding into a significant new building in the city of Kenosha, which we're all really excited to see. And then we would be remiss if we're talking about development in Kenosha County and we don't acknowledge the massive investment that Eli Lilly is making in Pleasant Prairie and in Bristol. That project continues to move forward, and I'm sure you've seen the construction out there. It's really exciting. They're adding almost 850 jobs to our community. On top of that, I would say that they're really aligned with the culture that you all have built in Kenosha County and that they've given back from day one. They've made massive investments and contributions to the YMCA, the Boys and Girls Club, and they're out there being part of all of our community events. So really give them a lot of credit for giving back to the community so quickly after coming to the area. Couple other really exciting announcements. We've seen that a company has taken over the Kroger building. I know we were all disappointed to see that facility was moving out, but Pleasant Prairie has found a really excellent user for that building that will take up that whole space and hire back a lot of the people that had lost their jobs when that shut down. We also at KABA are really excited that our work in the Salem Business Park out in the western part of the county continues to advance, and we just sold a new parcel to the company Saginaw Control and Engineering. So they'll be building a new building out there, which we're really excited about. And something I really did want to acknowledge here is that we've seen a ton of major milestones in Kenosha County over the last year. So you've seen a lot of our legacy companies celebrating significant milestones, our communities. So you've got the city of Kenosha that just celebrated 175 years. Jockey, one of our legacy companies headquartered here, celebrated 150. Eli Lilly celebrated 150 years. You've got NOSCO, Craig Kearns on our board, and really has been giving a lot back to the community. They just celebrated 120 years. Snap-on 105. Partners in Design Architects 35 years. And then KABA celebrated 30 years, which a lot of you were there to celebrate that with us. I did want to take a second here to acknowledge a couple of other exciting things that happened recently in the area. So one is to congratulate Aurora on their recent designation as a magnet hospital. And really what that means is that they have done the work and put in the effort to become one of the very top nursing programs in the country. So that's good for all of us as people who are looking for healthcare. It's great for recruitment for nurses to the area and just recruitment in general because we have two great healthcare systems here locally in Kenosha County. And then also want to give a shout out to Dr. Veronique Tran, who's the new president of Gateway Technical College. We're really excited to have her in the community. I think she's here tonight, so make sure you welcome her and say hello. She's going to be a great addition to our business community. Community development, we've seen a lot of advancement from that standpoint at the Kenosha Innovation Neighborhood. Kelly Armstrong and her team are continuing to drive forward there. We've seen a lot of tenants that have been joining the Kenosha Innovation Center, M3, which was one of our sponsors tonight. They're out there. Upload Partners, it was just announced today that they're one of the newest tenants at the Kenosha Innovation Center. So really excited to see that. We've got some co-working space. Make sure that you check out some of their events too. It's a really dynamic environment. Just really a cool place to see the vibe of what's going on there. And then congratulations to Wintrust for announcing the first first private investment in the innovation neighborhood. So they'll be building a new branch there, which is great. As you were driving into the neighborhood, you probably saw a lot of what's going on with the Kenosha Harbor District. So right behind us, the Carrick. That's the first apartment to open within that project. And that's really exciting. Just started in January. And we've seen a lot of vibrancy downtown as a result of the people living there. We also have a new project that will be breaking ground in our parking lot, actually. So probably the next time you come visit us, you might be parking somewhere else, but seeing a 7-story apartment complex coming in there. So grateful to the city and Cobalt Smith for everything they're doing downtown. On the housing side, we've seen a ton of development. So this is just a sampling of projects all the way from the western part of the county in Twin Lakes, Paddock Lake, Salem Lakes, all the way out to the eastern part of the county, Kenosha, Bristol, Pleasant Prairie, Summers. I really give our municipalities a lot of credit for advancing the housing efforts that they've been working on and really trying to solve the housing crisis that we have in Kenosha County. So a lot of new product coming online. You've got the Kenosha County Housing Task Force. We've made a lot of progress there, continuing to work with the county on that and rolling out some new initiatives. We have a housing study that's coming out in about a month. We're really thrilled that we've been able to partner with Kenosha County on that. And thanks to County Executive Kirkland's leadership and the leadership of the county board, they have financed the housing study for the entire county, which is great intergovernmental cooperation. So that leads to our announcement of that event. So would love to see you there as we roll out that housing study. Please join us on September 15th. And then just lastly, want to wrap up with a couple of KABA highlights. Wanted to spotlight a few of our programs. Our Business Retention and Expansion program continues to move forward. We've visited with 26 companies so far this year. And really, we get out and we want to talk to you as employers and find out what's going on in your businesses, how we can be supporting you. We can then feed kind of like anecdotal and high-level intel back to our partners too, including higher ed and K through 12, about what skill sets are needed. We keep hearing about the need for talent, financing, keep hearing about expansion opportunities, which is great. And then we do a lot of other programming in that sphere as well. And Brooke and Jason do a great job leading that initiative. On the talent side, we've seen a lot of advancement there as well with our Life Balance Link Up, our first ever newcomer event. We'll be hosting that again in the future because that was a great example of a way to get people more engaged in the community that are new to the area. And our intern mixer that we hosted with Racine County Economic Development, again, to try to demonstrate to your interns why they should stay here after they graduate and work for our employers. And then the most exciting thing that I'm thrilled to announce is that we did receive a $240,000 grant from the State Economic Development Corporation to support our Life Balance talent attraction efforts. So we'll be using a lot of that to do marketing to try to show people why they should be living here and working here. And then we also have up to 16 $5,000 recruitment bonuses to help people decide to move here and work here. So those of you that are actually paying attention to me right now, which is maybe a fifth of the people in this room, thank you to the top floor who's paying attention. You will be first in line if you have anybody that you're trying to recruit to the area. Call us, email us, anybody on our team. We want to get those people in the queue so we can get them here. And then we had a really exciting recent event with the CEO and president of the Chicago Federal Reserve Bank. And that's thanks to board member Joe Ricard with Offsite. He's standing behind me over here. He made a great introduction there. And that was probably one of the most high profile events we've ever hosted here. And want to give a big thank you to our business community for turning out big for that. We maxed out that room in the middle of summer with 6 weeks of notice. It was a great experience. And then just lastly, want to touch on some upcoming events. I know a lot of you attend Inspire. Brooks put together a great lineup for that this year, so check that out. We still have early bird rates, so now's a really good time to sign up and sign your teams up. And then here's just a list of some of our other upcoming events. I think we'll probably host something like this again in the future, but always interested in your feedback on that. So again, just want to give a big thank you to the APIS team, to Upload Partners, to our sponsors, and again, to all of you for being investors in KABA and supporting our mission. That's our program for today. My guess is it was maybe too long. We'll see. But anyway, we've got the entire, all 3 floors of the APIS that'll be open. Check out the rooftop that's open now. We'll have more food and drinks there. And thank you again so much for being here.